As the lawn care season comes to an end, it might leave you feeling a little lost, unproductive, maybe even lazy. For the last 9 months, it's been the hustle and grind of maintenance, repairs, and improvements. Then all of a sudden, it's over until next spring. Sure, the coming rest and relaxation will be nice. I always look forward to it. But that can make any lawn fanatic antsy and impatient. A recipe for us to do things in the yard that we just shouldn't. That's why in this video, we're going to discuss the lawn care don't do list for late fall and early winter. I'll make the first item on our list easy for you. If you haven't already, shut down your lawnmower, winterize it, and stuff it away in the back corner of the garage. Okay, maybe that's a little bit extreme, but here's what you don't want to do with it. Don't go out for a cleanup cut and mow low. If you're going to do anything this time of year, keep your deck height where you left off from your last mow, or even raise it up just a pinch to barely snip off any late season growth. There's really no benefit to taking off a significant amount of grass that's dormant or almost dormant, especially this far out from spring. Leave that extra cushion on there to protect the plant and keep it cozy in the cold. I mean, think about it. Would you want a t-shirt or a puffy jacket if it's about to snow? Not to mention that extra cover will help keep unwanted weeds from setting up shop. Now, there is an exception to this. That's if it's already low and has been maintained that way all season. The grass is adjusted to that height. But if you typically mow taller, the stalk and leaf blade will look much different. Moral of the story, keep it where it's at before any harsh winter weather sets in. On to don't do. Number 2, do not fertilize your lawn this late in the fall or early winter. That ship has sailed. You should have already done it. If you haven't, just chalk it up as a learning experience and put it on your calendar for early fall next year. The only reason you would fertilize right now is if you like wasting money, time, and product. Otherwise, it's worthless. For most of us, our lawns aren't actively growing. For some of us, the ground is already starting to freeze. In both cases, the conditions aren't right for the grass to absorb the nutrients from the fertilizer and benefit from it. So hang that fertilizer spreader up and forget about it until March. I'd wait until closer to March to do our next task on our lawn don't do list for late fall, early winter. Using a weed and grass killer on a dormant lawn, by weed and grass killer, I mean a non-selective herbicide that kills both weeds and grasses as opposed to a selective herbicide that kills weeds but not grass. Using one of those on a dormant lawn to kill the most pesky of weeds and invasive grasses can be a good idea. But it's a terrible idea if the grass isn't 100% completely, absolutely, without a doubt, dormant. It may look dormant on the surface, but there may still be some green leaf blades holding on for dear life beneath the canopy. If you jump the gun and start spraying a weed and grass killer before all the grass has gone to sleep, you run the risk of killing some of the good stuff. That's why it's always safer to pick a day in late winter as temps are slightly warming and you're certain there's no risk to green grass. An example of why you might do this is for someone who struggles with Poa annua in a dormant brown Bermuda lawn. Poa annua is an annual winter bluegrass. It seeds easily and can quickly take over a yard. Without a pre-emergent in the fall to prevent it, there are really only 2 other ways for control. 1, manual removal, which is a daunting task, or 2, a non-selective herbicide while all the surrounding desired grass is completely dormant. A selective herbicide will not successfully eradicate it. If it were me, I'd play it safe and wait. Doing less is more sometimes. Speaking of time, thanks so much for sharing some of yours with me. I appreciate you and hope to see you next time.